Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Wild Rift guide. I'm Raish and today we're going to be doing Mordekaiser, another pretty simple champ, just like Aatrox last time. So we're going to start off with the same rules. I'm not going to go over itemization, I'm just going to go over the champion's mechanics. So we're going to start off with his passive. You gain magic pen, a percent, so you don't have to worry too much about enemies getting too tanky. If they're building magic resist and your attacks also do some extra damage, yeah, a little bit of magic damage there. And as you can see, we just activated the other part of the passive, which is whenever you hit an enemy champion or a large monster 3 times, you activate his passive, which does damage in a little AoE around you. It will run out eventually, but you can keep it active by hitting them again with attacks or abilities. It does also give you some movement speed, so if you have this active, you can stick to an enemy champion, and I'm just going to mention this here because it's genuinely useful. If you don't want enemies to get away, like at all, build Rylays. That on your plus your passive pretty much makes you inescapable. Okay, so with the passive out of the way. Oh, one more thing to mention, it can apply against minions and small monsters, but you have to hit them more. I'm not sure how many times you actually have to hit them for it to activate. Okay, let's start off with his first ability. So, it's just a slam that does damage in front of him or wherever you aim it, and it does more damage to a single target. So you can see here we're doing 206 damage. If I spawn another one, both of them only took 125, so it's especially powerful against just one enemy. It's still useful against multiple, but if you're just hitting one enemy, it does significantly more damage. There's really not much else to say about it, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to his second ability, which is the white bar under his health. Don't get his passive bar and that bar confused. Some people might, especially new players. So for his second ability, whenever you activate it, you get a percent of your health as a shield, which increases with the amount of the bar you built up. Whenever it comes off of cooldown, you get some of that bar back. And if you recast the ability, I'm going to just get it fully stacked real quick. If you recast the ability, most of that shield turns into healing. So the general rule is whenever the line around the ability gets really low, recast it no matter how much shield you have left, if you have shield left, so that you at least get the health out of it. Otherwise, it's just wasted shield and you don't get any healing. Not much else to say about that. Like I said, Mordekaiser is a pretty simple champion, so we're going to go ahead and move on to his third ability, which is this long-range, kind of slow grab, pulls the enemy towards you, and after the pull is done, it applies a slow to the enemy champion, which unfortunately no longer stacks with the Ryla's slow. So it does some damage. It's not huge compared to your first ability against like an isolated target. But yeah, it is good for getting an enemy in your range, and if you have to, you can aim it behind you and push an enemy away. That is one of Mordekaiser's best tricks that people don't know about that makes him so survivable, is just aiming it slightly behind you and you can push an enemy away. Pretty simple. And then for his ultimate, whenever you ult an enemy, you pretty much force them into a 1v1 in the Death Realm. You steal a portion of their offensive and defensive stats, so AD, AP, armor, MR, those things. I'm not sure it steals... Yeah, okay, it also steals maximum health and attack speed, so it doesn't really matter who you ult, you're getting some value out of it, though attack speed and AD would be more wasted stats. And if you kill them while they're in the Death Realm, you keep those stats until they respawn. So generally, Mordekaiser's ult in the early game is only good for forcing someone into a 1v1. Like, let's say you were 1v1ing someone in top lane, their jungler came and ganked you. and you would probably die if you didn't get back into a 1v1. The person you were fighting is low on health. You would ult them, force them into a 1v1 and kill them, and now you might have the stats to kill the other person. So generally it can save you, and it can completely flip a fight around, because the higher the enemy stats, the more stats you steal. So there's not a ton to say about Mordekaiser combos, except for this specific one, where you use your third and then immediately hit your first. It's pretty much a guaranteed hit for your first ability. They can't really dodge it, and it does do a lot of damage. One thing you can do, though, is attack right after. That's a really good combo. So let's say that your passive with the circle was completely unstacked. You go like this, boom. Immediately stacked, fully stacked, nothing to it. This champion is very simple. I hope this guide helped. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you all in the next one.